Hello, my name is Max Ostermeier. I'm the CEO and founder of Implandata Ophthalmic Products GmbH. The company is based in Hanover, Germany, and we are an ophthalmic digital health company aiming to improve the care of glaucoma patients. Glaucoma is a chronic eye disease which can lead to irreversible vision loss in patients. It's an age-related disease, means the older a person gets, the higher the risk to develop glaucoma. And since we see aging populations all over the world, we expect a stark increase in the number of patients by 2040. The problem at glaucoma is that there is increased intraocular pressure. This pressure is causing damages to the optic nerve. The optic nerve is a channel kind of transferring the visual information from the eye to the brain. And if that channel is getting damaged, then of course less vision is reaching the brain and patients start to lose vision. The only modifiable risk factor here is the intraocular pressure. By lowering and controlling intraocular pressure, it's possible to slow down and prevent the disease progression. The problem here is that at the moment, you can only measure the pressure at the doctor's office. And therefore, it's done typically infrequently, usually 3 to 4 times a year. But you have to understand that the eye pressure is highly dynamic. It can fluctuate during the day, during the night, in between office visits. And all this fluctuation, all this information is not known by the eye doctor. The office snapshot really does not represent what's going on with the patient's eye pressure in the normal course of life. So the problem for that is that the eye care specialist has very, very few information. So they're always asking, how are my patients doing? They have a toolbox of different medications. There's also more and more surgical procedures, and to each of these therapies, patients respond differently. It's in the moment the eye doctor really doesn't understand how does my medication work for an individual patient. They also don't know exactly when it's time to do a surgery. And a big issue is they don't know if a patient is at all compliant, because patients are asked to take eye drops, and some patients do that more frequently than others. And so they really don't know what's going on with the patient. The patient, on the other hand, has a disease which can lead to blindness, at least to loss of vision. This is emotionally very, very burdensome to them. They want to understand how is my eye pressure. At the moment they can take own readings by themselves. They also want to understand, do I get the right therapy? Is the medication prescribed by the eye doctor working for me? They also for a long time don't know, is my disease progressing? And overall, they always have that concern, am I finally getting blind? To overcome these problems, Implandata has invented and developed the IMID system. It's a comprehensive system with enabling devices, so we are talking about biosensors, kind of collecting intraocular pressure measurements. We are talking about devices kind of transferring that information into a web-based system where the data analytics happens, and from there, certain information is provided to the eye doctor and to the patient. The eye doctor will get guidance which therapy will work best for a specific patient. And we also learned that patients really want to understand what's going on with their eye disease. So they really want to understand, how's my pressure, how's my medication working for me, do I need to see the doctor? That's really important. In regard to the biosensors, we are working on 2 complementary versions. We have one version which is already CE marked, and this device is placed along cataract surgery. And only for the US, this presents an opportunity of approximately 800,000 patients a year. Because 20% of the patients undergoing cataract surgery do have also glaucoma, so that device would be primarily used by cataract surgeons and glaucoma patients. We are working on a second design, which you see on the right side. Here the sensor is placed between the sclera and the choroida in the so-called suprachoroidal space. We are right now performing clinical studies, have successfully included 24 patients, and the study results so far are extremely positive and overwhelmingly positive, I must say, so that we expect CE mark in 2021. This device then would be also for glaucoma surgeons. It can be done in conjunction with glaucoma surgery, but it can be also done as a standalone procedure. Over the years, we have collected extensive data showing safety and utility of our device. We have done now more than 70 patients, and most of these patients take frequent readings. Some patients 10 to 20 readings a day. And when you ask them why they are doing that, they tell us, I want to be sure that my pressure is fine. The longest implant in the patient is now for 10 years, and the sensors are still working perfectly, and all these results have been extensively published. As mentioned, we already do have CE mark for first designs, but we have already started also the FDA process. We had a very fruitful meeting with the FDA. We intend to do an IDE feasibility study in 2021, and if things as we expect them, if things run as we expect them, we will start with the PMA approval study in 2022. Most probably already together with the strategic partner who is also going to acquire the company later on. Of course, reimbursement is important, and we are able to address a quite ample market here. So right now we are starting with privately insured and out-of-pocket pay patients, which in ophthalmology is a quite attractive market segment because patients' willingness to pay for premium products out of pocket is very high in the eye care. So we are very positive about that one. But we already got all the first reimbursement in Germany. It's called NUB, so that would cover individual cases. So in order to get a broader reimbursement, we have to do further health economic outcome research studies, which we have already designed and are ready to be started to show that our device, our system, is resulting in better outcome, but also in economic savings. And for the FDA, there will be already endpoints included in the study, which would allow us also to attain provisional US reimbursement. So the business model is based on the fact that at the end, our product is the information, the data we are providing. Of course, you have to have enabling devices, but the real value is the information provided to the eye doctor as well as to the patient. So there will be a one-time fee kind of covering the expenses for the enabling devices, but for the provision of the information, there will be recurring revenues. And this allows us to build up a sustainable business with patients because patients, as said, will have to be managed for the rest of their life. And coming to the patients, I think that's the most important one to me. The patient response and perception is extremely positive. Nearly all patients told us, I don't have any problems with the iMate implant at all, which is similar to cataract surgery. Another very important factor is that a big part of the patients is telling us that it helps them to better adhere to therapy, as that compliance is an issue. But by being able to take your own reading, by knowing what your pressure is and what the consequences of not taking medication, patients are more motivated to really take the medication. And giving a peace of mind, it's really crucial to patients. As I said, they have a very emotional, stressful disease. Getting blind, or the idea of getting blind or losing vision, is not a nice thing. And as for many, or for most diseases, as a patient, you want to be involved, you want to be empowered. And our device is providing this empowerment by taking self-readings, by understanding what's going on. If everything is fine, the patient is calm and happy. If the pressure is too high, he can do something about it. He can go and see the eye doctor, for example. So overall, all patients stated that they would recommend also the iMate to other patients, to other glaucoma patients. So we have already established products with CE mark, products with which we want to go into the FDA process, but we have also a deep pipeline of next generation products. So for example, we are right now working on an injectable device, an injectable sensor. So that would not require a surgical procedure anymore. So first prototypes will be available in 2022. We are also working on integrating the sensor right away in an intraocular lens. This will further expand the market in the cataract field. And we are also working on combining the sensor with therapeutic devices in order to achieve a closed-loop therapeutic device. So the sensor really would actuate the therapeutic action. And this will be also a really important step forward for glaucoma management. In regard of competition, there is crowd of competitors, basically most of them in US, Glaukos, Injections, Cure, Acumens. These guys already spent approximately 80 million in total altogether, but are still in the very early stage. They are still working on the technology, on preclinical validation, whereas Implandata is around for a longer time and therefore is further down the road. So we have already product available for the market. So it's good that there is competition, but it's also good that we have a strong lead here. Coming to the team, beside myself, we do have Stefan Meyer, who is the CTO, and he founded the company together with me. We have Professor Mansouri. He's a leading expert in glaucoma. He serves us also as Chief Medical Officer. Thomas Schneider is Head of Marketing and Sales. And we have a very experienced board with pioneers in the medical device industry like Dominic Arena, with the leading guy in ophthalmology, and especially glaucoma, Professor Weinreb out of University of San Diego, Kefer Azalai. He's representing Heidelberg Engineering, which is a strategic investor having invested into Implandata, and then we have Klaus Stöckelmann and Ulrike Kalapis representing other investors. So at the moment we are raising a Series D. In the past we have raised 13 million so far. The existing investors are ready to put up another 2 million, so at the moment we're looking for another 6 million. If it's more, of course, we would be also happy to take more. And the use of these proceeds will be primarily to expand the market potential by miniaturization, by starting the FDA process, allowing us to access the US market, by performing health economic outcome research studies for reimbursement. But we, of course, also want to do first market validation with the existing products, and here we are focusing on the leading European eye clinics. If everything goes as we expect to go, the company will be ready for an exit in 2 to 3 years. We are already in contact with all of these companies. We fully understand what they want to see. I think for them it's important that we do progress with the FDA because the US is still an important market to them. They want to see that we also do good progress with the miniaturization so that we have a broad approachable market. And of course, they also want to see some first market validation. And we are very confident that within the next 2 to 3 years we can accomplish these milestones so that companies like Alcon, like Allergan, like J&J, like Bausch & Lomb, maybe also Zeiss or Glaukos would potentially buy us. So coming to the end, why invest into Implandata? First of all, we believe that our products are going to change the game in glaucoma care by enabling eye doctors to provide better therapies, by empowering patients. At the end, the outcome will be improved, glaucoma, and at the same time, this market is growing. As mentioned, aging populations all over the world will be responsible that the number of patients, of glaucoma patients, will increase significantly in the coming decades. We do have a strong first market move advantage. We believe that we can, for a long time, dominate this market, which is also, I think, very important for a potential acquirer. The barriers to entry are rather high from a technology point of view, from a regulatory point of view. So this makes us also happy. We believe that there is excellent exit opportunities and potential buyers are kind of confirming that. They understand the market potential, the market need. They only want to see that we accomplish certain things. And finally, providing better care to patients, providing quality of life to patients is also a very strong motivation for us. So at the end, I want to thank you for your attention. I would be more than happy to enter into a more in-depth discussion with you if you're interested into the Implandata case. Otherwise, I want to wish you a really nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.